following is a quick overview of Cuda Energy and some of the details about that particular account. Why did I choose Cuda Energy? If I look at it, I went into my Salesforce.com and my Enerlead product, and I took a look at companies that have been bringing out new well licenses. And I look at some of the big guys there, Crescent Point, Shell, understanding that that's going to be a long process for me to get in. But I could see a smaller company, Cuda Energy, and said, okay, well, why don't I go in and take a little bit more, or look at a little bit more information related to this account, see if there's a short-term opportunity for me. I'm in my instance of Salesforce, and I go to the record Cuda Energy, and some of the things that we look at is, how many wells that they've drilled. So altogether, drilling is total 3, and then they've done now a single facility license. So pretty small company, but we want to find out how active they are. As I come down and take a look at this information, the things that I want to look for inside of my instance of Salesforce are, do I have any contacts, and ultimately who some of their partners might be, and then some of the activities that I might have associated with that account. When I started, I didn't have any contacts associated with the account. So I did a couple things. One, I go down and I take a look at all the well licenses. So 2, 4, 6, 7 new well licenses. And out of that, there's the 3 wells that have been drilled. And the information that we look at here is we've got an individual's name, Chad's name. We could see that they're affiliated with Magnus Engineering, and they've been using precision drilling. So the first thing I do is I come up here and I add that particular information to my partner side of it, so I know that I could call some contacts I have over at Magnus or contacts I have over at Precision and ask them a little bit more about this particular account, Cuda Engineering. I've also got Chad's name, and again, when I started this, I didn't have any contacts. I then came over to LinkedIn and I could see Chad, and a beautiful thing about Chad is I can see a little bit of his background, and I can determine if I know anybody over there. And then I can also see that there's a couple other people here that are related to Cuda. So I'd want to add that into my instance of Salesforce right away. So I've got Terry here, and I've got and Ken, 2 individuals that are still with it, or with Cuda Engineering, or sorry, Cuda Oil, or Cuda Energy. And one great little tool I have is called Acquire, which is a plug-in to Google Chrome that allows me to take LinkedIn contacts and put them into my instance of Salesforce. I can just go ahead and click this, say, yeah, Chad is the individual that I'm looking for, and then I could come in here and I could say, yeah, let's create a new contact, and then it puts all Chad's name in there, and I click that button, and then instantly when I come back to Salesforce, I would have Chad's name sitting in there, and sorry, that's the activity. I would have Chad's name and the role that he plays within the company. I don't have his phone number at this particular point, but I could call the main line to give him a call. Another thing that I want to use all the time when I'm doing the research on accounts, so somebody like Cuda, I want to look at Google search, and so these are report links, and see what they have to say about Cuda. I'm looking at financing information, those types of things. And the very first thing that comes up for me is a document related to BC Securities. I can go in and right away more contacts. So I now have the president's name, I have some of the directors' names, and I have the VP of Engineering Exploration and Chad's name associated with it, and kind of what their position is within the account. So I could then add Terrence, and I could add Tim. So I'll just go ahead and we've got a VP of Exploration. I can just copy that. I'll minimize it for now, and then I just come back to my instance of Salesforce, come in and I enter, and then just paste it, and then I've started the process associated with Tim, adding him. So he was the VP of Engineering that we wanted to add, and then I go ahead and I can save that particular contact. I have LinkedIn integrated right into my instance of Salesforce, so I might see if he has a LinkedIn connection on that side of it, and take a look at it, but I don't really see him coming up, so he might not be active on the within the LinkedIn community on that side. The other thing I want to look at now, so when we started, I had a name, Cuda. There was somebody I wanted to target. When I call them, I'm a solution-based salesperson. I just don't want to be calling them randomly and say, hey, I want to take you for a coffee. Things that I want to know is who are their partners. So I was able to determine that, came down, took a look at the facility licenses. I could see that they've got an oil battery here, kind of what their production is, gas, oil, condensate, water, and then who they were dealing with on stream engineering. And if I click through onto the record, I can also get a contact at on stream engineering, Michael, and give that individual a call. And then I went in and I did taking a look at Chad's name showing up on both applications. I was able to go to LinkedIn, find out some more information about Chad, find a few more contacts, and then we did the Google search and I could see some of the share agreement. So I've now got a nice list and I'm starting to build a reason why I would want to call that particular individual. One of the things I like to do is a lot of customer testimonials associated with it. So I would come in here and I might want to use my mapping technology to help me go ahead and take a look at it. So I've got this map that plugs right into my instance at Salesforce. I can then come in and I can say, okay, well, let's plot the 3 wells drilled here by Cuda and get an idea of where they're located. So they're just east of Calgary. I went ahead and I built a little bit of a geoshape around that. And the next thing I said is, show me everybody else that happens to be operating in that particular area over a certain time frame. And I broke it down. I could see Lone Pine, which I now know is part of the Cuda Energy. There's a combination there. And Cenovus and Encana. I might know some people over at Cenovus and Encana that operate in that area. I could call them up and talk to them a little bit about what they're doing there. I also have the ability to associate existing facilities. So I want to look at existing gas plants and compressor stations. And you can see that it's been pretty active in that area over the years because it's a fairly mature area. Again, not a surprise, Cenovus and Canada kind of dominating it. But I can look through here and say, well, is there anybody else that I deal with that I could talk to? So I might come in and say, oh, geez, I know these guys over at Quicksilver. We've done some work with them. Come down and see what infrastructure they have. And then I can go ahead and talk to them about it. And then I also might want to take a look at new facilities that have been put in that area. So these are new facility licensed batteries, gas plants, those types of things that have been put out. Again, kind of dominated. We see the one from Cuda, but I see Harvest, Lone Pine, we've got the combination, and I could say, wow, I know that person. I know Manitouk. Come down here and I take a look at it. So Manitouk's been putting in some gas and oil batteries, and I happen to know Tim over there. And if I didn't know Tim, again, it might be somebody that I want to potentially talk to. I could come in here and take a look and see if they show up on LinkedIn and follow that particular process. So just a quick summary of Cuda Energy, Calgary-based company, focused in just east of Calgary. When we look at it partner-wise, they've been using on-stream engineering for their facilities, precision drilling for the drilling, and Magnus to help them out with some of the drilling, pre-drilling engineering that's going on. We can take a look at it. They've taken out multiple well licenses, one recently in August, and then there is the amount that they've drilled in that area. Some of the key people that we want to look at are Glenn Dawson, President, Chad, and Tim, but we also have additional resources that we can add on that side of it. And then in that area, companies that may be operating, I might have some companies that I have similar or have done business with, Harvest, Encana, Manitouk. So these are all companies that have been operating in that area that I might leverage my expertise with them to help me sell to Cuda. So I hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day.